What's going on, guys? My name is D. Anthony with Evolution Traders. In this video, you guys need to give me a like. And if it's the first time coming across the channel, you need to hit the subscribe button. Why? Well, if you notice on my screen, I've already got some things written down. I just went through and made a 10-minute video, all to look over and see that I never hit the record button. This is my second attempt at recording this video. Do me a favor, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, hit the alerts. I'm always putting up videos that are going to be helpful and useful to you as a futures trader, as a prop firm trader, as a day trader, as a scalper that you can use. You can take some tidbit from something that I say. It's going to change your trading career and your trading journey. I can promise you that. Something I say will stick out in your head. What this video is going to be about, again, for the second time, this is going to be about building a trading plan for people who are trading prop firms. Again, the boring stuff. Oh, trade plan, risk management. Yes, trading plans, risk management. Let's forget about the strategies for a second. Our brains all day are looking at candlesticks. Our brains all day are trying to find the best potential strategy that we can take that's going to make us $1 million overnight. That's going to be able to make, $50,000 today. I get it. But let's talk about the important stuff in this video for 1 second. So we're going to use an example of a 50K eval or funded account. Doesn't matter. It's the same thing, whether you're funded, whether you're in the evaluation stage. I don't care. It's the same thing to me. Now, depending on the prop firm that you're with, you either have a $2,000 or $2,500 drawdown limit. I think we can all agree on that. So we lose $2,000, we lose $2,500, we're going to lose the account. Okay. Now, let's forget about the $50,000 for a second, okay? Because a lot of you guys get caught up in, oh my gosh, I got a $50,000 account. Forget about that. Your initial investment is $50 and you're given a drawdown of $2,000 to $2,500. You have a $2,000 or $2,500 account that costed you $50 or less. This is your risk, my friends. If you do lose this amount, you're only losing $50. So why on earth are we getting so beat up when we blow an account? Why are we getting so beat up when we can't pass in one day? Guys, you only invested $50, right? So I don't care if it takes you, 2 days to get funded or it takes you 2 months to get funded. You only put in $50 and your first payout is going to more than 10x that investment. The next thing we need to figure out here is when we're trading is, when you lose $100, are you going to need to seek counseling? Like, are you going to crawl in bed at night, curl up in the fetal position next to your spouse and cry about the $100 that you lost? If that's the case, your personal trading plan drawdown limit for the day is a max loss of $100, plain and simple. If you're going to tell all your coworkers and your friends that you just lost $300 in a day and how pissed off you are, and you're going to go down to the bar and you're going to drink whiskey on top of tequila, on top of vodka, and top of, smashing a 12-pack of beers, and then on the way home you're going to grab another, case of coldies, and you're going to throw them back because you lost $300, then we need to set a $200 stop loss limit for the day so you don't do that. Okay, so the point is you have to ask yourself the question, where are you emotionally going to be triggered if you lose X amount of dollars? Is it $100? Is it $200? Is it $300? If you're sitting there and you're thinking to yourself, well, D, I'm okay with losing $800. Pat yourself on the back. You got big, what, but guess what? You're only on a $2,000 account. So we can't risk $800 today, because in potentially 2 days, we can lose our account. That's not smart business. We have to remember we're businessmen and women who are looking to grow and scale our businesses. So losing $800 in a day is not smart business practice. So I don't care if you have big, what, we're not going to lose $800 in a day. It's out of the question. So pick a number between 100, 200, and 300. Can we all do that? Okay, right now, I want you to pick the number. That's the number you're going to stick with for the next 30 days. Now, if you actually want to get somewhere in this trading thing and you can't stick to that one rule for 30 days, what are you doing, right? What are you doing? If you can't even choose a max daily drawdown limit for yourself and actually stick to it, How do you expect to find and take trades on a day in and day out basis each and every single day? How are you going to trust your strategy each and every single day? It's like getting up and brushing your teeth in the morning. If you don't get up and brush your teeth in the morning before you sit down at the charts, you need to take your ass in the bathroom and scrub the grill, right? You need to scrub the grill. You need to do it in the morning. You need to do it at night. Mandatory. You can do it a third time after a big meal, after a nice juicy steak. You can do it again. You can get a little floss in there and you can get going back and forth, right? The point is that if we can't do something as basic as that, like getting up every morning and brushing the teeth, how are we going to stick to a daily drawdown limit, a daily loss limit for ourselves that we set of $200, $300, $100 if we can't even do the basics, right? So think about something for a second, okay? So the trading plan, if we're looking for an example for this video, I'm going to say that you picked a number of $200. You're going to not lose any more than $200. Fine. So what we need to then do is work on sizing. We need to work on position sizing, because with position sizing is going to determine how many trades we can take on the day. Now, depending on if you're an absolute savage and you want to make, all your money in one trade, that's going to determine how many contracts you can trade, how many lots you can be in, right? So for an example, I'm going to say that the trade A is a 15-point stop loss, and we're going to trade one MNQ. That's a $30 loss on a 15-point stop loss, okay? $30 loss. It's not going to kill you. Remember, we have a trade plan rule of a $200 daily loss limit, okay? So this is going to tell you that in this example, if we have a trade setup that aligns with our strategy, again, there's a million strategies out there. Go find one. I teach them all day long in Evolution Traders. I preach and I rant and I teach all day long in Evolution Traders. People are probably sick of hearing me reinforce the rules and teach strategies. But again, it's to help you. It's education. Without education, you're dead in the water. You need the coaching. You need the education. You need the confidence. You need the camaraderie. You need the multiple eyes on the screen, all looking at the same things as you are. You need that, okay? Example, trade A. It's a 15-point stop loss according to our setup, right? Quote unquote. We're going through scenarios here. If we trade 4 micro contracts, we're essentially laying down $120 of risk. Okay, so on one particular trade, if we do lose, we're going to lose 120. Now remember, our daily loss limit is 200. So we can still take another trade. We're going to have to size down on our second trade, but we can still take another trade. So if you lose $120, there's no harm, there's no foul. Now, depending on what your risk to reward is, that's going to all depend on what your strategy is. I'm going to use myself as an example in this video. I'm a one-to-one trader. So, if I'm throwing on, 4 contracts at 15-point stop loss, if I get 15 points, more than likely 9 times out of 10, I'm out of there, right? I'm out of there. I'm getting in, I'm getting out. That means I'm going to make around $100, $120 after fees and commissions. Okay. So now the question is going to arise. What are you going to do if you hit that one trade in the first 10 minutes of the day? What are you going to do? Are you going to still continue to trade, or are you going to hang it up on the day? That's a question that you need to ask. Just like we have a daily loss limit, what is going to be that take profit stop, right? I'm going to make up a new acronym, right? What's going to be that take profit stop, TPS? What is your take profit stop? Meaning that if you make $120, are you going to stop trading on the day, or are you going to look for another trade? Okay. Now, if you're thinking, well, if I'm going to lose $200 in a day and I only make 120, that risk to reward seems off, because if I go on a losing streak, I'm going to lose more than I make. Rah, rah, rah. Guys, anyone with a decent strategy and a decent head on their shoulders is going to make more money than they lose over the course of 30 days, over the course of 100 trades, because your strategy should be hitting at over 50%. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that, your strategy should win, 100% of the time, but you should at least be over 50%, and I'll keep the numbers very vague at that. So if you haven't even determined if your strategy hits at over 50%, then we can't even talk. But again, let's say you want to make somewhere more than $120 on the day. Okay, we're still allowed to trade then, because why? We haven't hit our daily loss limit. We've got, you know, I'll take this off. We've got a net profit of $120 on a day. Now let's say that trade B has a 30-point stop loss, guys. 30-point stop loss. Okay, so this means we're going to lose $60 per one micro contract. Now, I don't know if I would like to go out there and trade another 4 contracts, because if I lose 30, 60, 90, 60, 120, 180, 240, I don't want to lose $240 if I'm already up 120. Because remember, trading is a game of probabilities. So just because we won the first trade based on our strategy doesn't mean that our strategy is going to give us another winning trade. Does that make sense? So what I like to do is, depending on the level of cushion that we have on the day and depending on the stop loss, I might increase the number of contracts traded or decrease the number of contracts traded. In this particular situation, if we have a 30-point stop loss on trade B, I might look to only trade 2 MNQs, because 2 MNQs is going to be $120 loss. Well, guess what, my friends? We just won $120. So if we're on the wrong side of probabilities and we happen to lose this trade, we're technically break even on the day, and we're still permitted to trade because it's no harm, no foul. We have a $200 daily loss limit. We're still allowed to take a third trade if one presents itself. And now we're just back to scratch. No harm, no foul. Remember the question I asked in the beginning of the video. If you lose $100, are you going to seek counseling? Are you going to cry to your wife or your husband at night? If the answer is no, then going back to even after a winning trade, going back to scratch, you should not be mad, because you were already willing to give up $100 or $200 or $300. Remember this, guys. A lot of you traders out there will be profitable, give back profits, go back to break even, and now you're ripping the hair out of your head because you gave away money. That's your fault. You have to be okay with the level of risk you're putting on the table. Okay, let's say that trade, trade B is a winner, right? Let's say it's another winner. You're 2 for 2. So now you're up 240. Is your TPS, your take profit stop? I like that word. Is your TPS 240 now? Remember, if we're going to risk $200 in a day and we just made 240 on 2 trades, maybe we can think about calling it a day, right? It's not a lot. It's not luxurious. You're not going to, be buying a Lamborghini or anytime soon on that, but that's a good, honest day's work. I'll tell you that much right now. You start letting those days compound, you start stacking them up, you start scaling out with more funded accounts. 240 is definitely a good number. Imagine if you had 10 funded accounts. That's over $2,000 made on the day with just 2 trades. Okay, let's go back to trade B here and let's do a little bit of a different scenario. Okay, trade B, let's do a different scenario. Let's say, for example, you're up $120 on the day. However, you do not want your next trade to wipe you out and go break even. Okay, so if we put 1 MNQ on the table and we have a 30-point stop loss and that trade is a loser, now we're down $60. So now we can make a decision. Is our TPS, our take profit stop, $60? Are we okay with that? We're hitting at 50% today, but we're net positive $60. Should we push our luck or should we stop trading on the day? The question is going to be yours, but it needs to be in your trade plan. So if your trade day goes like this, because we have no idea if we're going to get hot and go 2 for 2, go 3 for 3, or we're going to go losing trade, winning trade, or go winning trade, losing trade, or go loser, loser, winner, winner. We have no idea which way it's going to go. So always we need to be managing our losses against our wins and our wins against our losses as the day's going on. Okay, I hope you guys are following me. So maybe in this situation we're gonna end the day at $60. We gave away $60 in profits. We don't want to put up another potential trade that's going to potentially put us from green to red. We're going to make a smart decision as an adult, and we're going to stop trading. Guys, this is the stuff that I'm working on in Evolution Traders each and every single day. This is the important stuff. This is a basic outline and a basic foundation that you can start to, let sink in your head. But if you want to get tackled into the nitty gritty, into the actual stuff that's going to make you profitable on a day in and day out basis, I'll see you in the room at evolutiontraders.com. That link's down in the description box below. I'll catch you guys all later. Remember, guys, this is the second time I recorded this video. Again, I left some things out. My voice is a little parched here. I need to get something to drink, some water, right? I would highly appreciate it if you hit the thumbs up button and you subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be doing something special when I reach 5,000 subscribers. I'm going to be giving away a couple of Top Step accounts, 50K evals. So let's get the subscribes up. Let's get them up to 5,000. As soon as I get them up to 5,000, I'm going to make a video and I'm going to show you guys how you guys can enter to get a $50,000 evaluation from Top Step for free. Again, I'll see all of you guys on the inside. Catch you guys later.